Over the past few weeks, I have been talking about more knowledge-based and kind of wisdom-based stuff, and this week I want to do something a little more quick, however, very helpful if you are finding it hard to start productivity. So if you want to start a new bullet journal or a new calendar method, you want to try to organize your life in some way using some method. Step one of that is kind of taking an inventory, if you will, of the things that you're doing, the things in your head, the things that you need to do, and the things that are more of a waste of time. Now, the bullet journal method, this book, and also the method itself are kind of all about figuring out what things you're doing that are wasting time or what things you're doing that move forward the intentions or goals you have in life. And so out of this book, there's a very, very awesome first step before you start a bullet journal or really any other organizational method or productivity method. And it is called the mental inventory. A very, very simple exercise that if you do before you start, and in this case, I'm just gonna speak as though you're about to start a bullet journal or you want to, but it can be used for many other methods. Like I said, I'm just using it in the scope of the bullet journal method. So keep that in mind. What is the mental inventory? This is gonna be an exercise that you can do on any sheet of paper, any notebook, a note card, even, however you wanna do it. And it's very simple, so we are going to run through real quickly, and there's going to be 2 steps to this process. So take your piece of paper, your note card, your notebook, however you want, divide it into 3 columns. We're going to label the first column working on. So this is going to be things that you're currently working on, things that you're currently in the middle of, projects you're doing. And then the middle section is going to be should be working on. And so the should be working on section is things in your life that you, whether you are or not, you should be. So rent, bills, organizing finances, writing that paper for school, finishing your essay, things that you have to do, things for work, things for school, things for life maintenance. These are things you should be working on. And so that's going to be the center column. And the far right column is going to be what you want to be working on. Passions, hobbies, things that excite you, projects that you actually get excited to do. That is things you want to be working on. So again, we have the 3 columns: working on, should be working on, and want to be working on. I'm gonna write those at the top, and then now you have the 3 columns. Take a few minutes, fill this out. Think as deeply as you need to, take as much time as you need, pause this video, however you wanna do it. But fill those out with as many examples as you can think of that relate to your current life. Doesn't matter how long or short, doesn't matter if there's only 2 in each column, doesn't matter if there's 10 to 15 in each column. Fill out the columns, and then we'll move on to the next step. Have you finished all 3 columns? I sure hope so, because we're moving on. So now, we have 3 lists: what you're working on, what you should be working on, and what you want to be working on. Now, for every single item on that list, we're going to run it through a filter. We're going to run it through a test. 2 steps in and of itself, 2 questions. The first question, does this matter? Now, this could be, does this matter to you? Does this matter to a loved one? Does this matter for something in your life, like to your teacher, to your principal, to your employer? Just, does this matter? And also, second question, is this vital? Job, rent, taxes, health, things that are very important and probably shouldn't be ignored. Now, if you have trouble answering these, what Ryder Carroll in the bullet journal method recommends is to think about in your head what the repercussions would be if you did not do that task on your list. If you can't think of anything, then it's probably not vital or important. So there's also a little diagram in the book that I've copied over here into my own bullet journal. And so basically we take the task. is this vital? If yes, keep it. If no, then we go to, does this matter? No, it's a distraction. Yes, keep it. Very simple, I know, but very useful. So everything that does not fall into one of those two categories is a distraction from the things that are more important for you and the things that you want to and or should be doing in life. So the more things that you can knock off that list, the better. That's a good thing. You don't want everything on that list running into one of those categories, because then you have too many things you're working on. Run every single thing on the list through the filter. Anything that does not pass, cross it out. So after you run every single thing through this filter, you will most likely be left with two types of items. Things you want to do, things you should do. So if you pare it back correctly and you filter everything out, you should probably have a lot less than what you originally had, but you're probably only going to be left with things that you should be doing, things you want to be doing, which is good. Awesome. Things that we should be doing are important, and things that we want to be doing are very important in the sense that those are going to be your goals, your aspirations, your dreams. Things that you should be doing are more so going to be necessities, responsibilities, so on and so forth. And now, depending on your system, in the case of the bullet journal, now that we have the mental inventory all ironed out, we can now populate our bullet journal with custom collections, lists, pages, with those activities, goals, or projects. So you can make custom collections for each of them so that you can start grinding away at all of them. No matter what system you use, if you run it through this mental inventory when you are thinking about organizing your life and getting everything dialed in, this is going to help a ton. So I'm going to leave you with that short video today. Hopefully this helps. If you use the mental inventory and it does help, think about leaving a like or subscribing to the video or to my channel. I'm going to be doing a lot more productivity stuff like this, and then also going to be diving into, or I guess I should say back into, some technology stuff and all the fun stuff that we end up doing here. So I'm going to leave you with that. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope to see you in the next one. But until then, thanks for taking the time. Have a wonderful day.
By the way, I've never let these thoughts